Well, nobody said it would be easy, and it was not. The Tennessee offense had to rely on the running game, and they were flying through the secondary of Texas A&M all day long. Defensively, boy, what a performance. Who's got the real defense in this game? Well, it was the Vols all day long, and then finally, the Vols come up with the interception, and they get a win over the Aggies 20-13. Two defensive backs in studio. Former players next on the Volunteer Club Locker Room, powered by Spyre Sports. This is the Players Show. So I went into the closet to pick what jacket I was going to wear. I was looking through the colors. I saw the orange jacket, saw the orange blazer, and then Swain popped up in my mind, said, you only wear the orange blazer after Georgia or Alabama, so you have had an impact on my fashion sense.
You could have worn it today.
It would have been okay.
But the problem is you wore it for South Carolina, and South Carolina is sorry.
It was his fault. He was scared.
Exactly.
He was scared.
Yeah, I got in your
Swain
head.
got out the car, which people can't see. Swain has on orange shoes, and he got out the car, and my words were, orange shoes to Mark's Packers orange jacket.
Joe, those are a little gaudy over there.
Yeah,
just telling you. Tennessee gets the win over Texas A&M 20-13. What's funny about it is that Heupel comes into Knoxville, and they're gonna do it with offense. They're gonna do it with offense. And when you had to do it with defense, they got it done.
Complementary football. We've been waiting on this for a while. We've been trying to wait to see. It's been offense since Coach Heupel's gotten here, and now it's kind of turned. We've had a defensive play just extremely well, and then we got a special teams like touchdown, which got everything going, completely changed the momentum, and we're just not used to that here in Knoxville for the last couple of years.
Yeah, last year at Pitt, the defense
late
took up for the offense because the offense struggled getting some momentum. The defense won that football game. Offense took care of business in overtime, but this year it's been about the pass rush. It's been about Rodney Gardner and his group, their depth, their talent. It's been about a secondary that last year heard all the criticism, had some injuries. Right now they're playing with confidence. A linebacker group that's more deep. This defense is ferocious, and you put them with Neyland Stadium behind their back, they're really, really hard to beat.
Now, you move up to number 15 in the country. You go to Alabama as a double-digit underdog. 10 points, but it is still double digits. Now, by the way, what a great play right there. What a game did that guy have?
Stops the ball right there on the 1-yard line, and then obviously defense comes out. The guys we got in studio did a great job of stopping them, keeping it a 3-and-out. And then you see this special play right here by D. Williams. We talked about him being special. We talked about Neyland getting going. Jason and I did a pregame show yesterday on the radio, and that was both of our thing was defense stepping up, a lot of pressure, and then D. Williams doing something special, and you saw he did something real special.
Do that dance, D. Williams.
I was about to say, I'm not sure about the don't try the dance. I'm no brainiac or anything, but the offense was struggling, to put it mildly. And when Tennessee was punting, as we look at the stats right here, I'm kind of ugly. Hide the women and children in this one. It was a little ugly offensively. Defensively was nice. But when Tennessee punted the football and you down it at the 1, I looked at the people around me and said, we better make 6. We better come up with some points out of this.
Ugly. The passing game was ugly.
Very.
But 232
Fair
yards
enough.
rushing.
Fair enough.
That was pretty.
Fair enough.
Jalen Wright running the football. Dylan Sampson, Jabari Small making guys miss.
100%.
This Texas A&M defense was 8th in the country.
That is beautiful.
8th in the country at run yard defense. So, rushing defense.
We talked about this. Our team is successful when we run the football. Running the football is hugely important for us. Jalen Wright had a special game. The other thing is, I think Joe ran the ball 4 or 5 times for 30, 40 yards, which we've always talked about. We need Joe to run the football. We need Joe to be efficient, and we need Joe to kind of step up and make those plays initially.
Joe knocked out their starting linebacker.
That run was vicious. It was vicious.
That was a tone setter, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
And I know we're used to the ball going in the air and scoring touchdowns, but this football team is a running team. Defensively, we're great. This is our recipe to win football games.
It's like old school SEC football. Play good defense.
To me, the coaching staff has adjusted, and I don't want this to be an indictment against Joe because he is struggling to kind of get his feet underneath him, no pun intended. And it's hard to compare him to Hendon, but at the same time, this team has adjusted the offensive philosophy literally 180 degrees from last year.
I just think that's an identity, right? So you have to step up and play. When the offense is down, the defense has to step up, or the special teams has to step up. And I think Coach Heupel has preached that everyone has to be ready for their opportunity when the opportunity comes. I think you saw that with D. Williams yesterday, and you saw that with the defense yesterday.
I want to ask Swain a question here. Somebody asked me, standing around me, what is the difference? What does Joe right now need to do better for his receivers? And I said, I never played receiver, so I don't know. But I'm going to ask, okay, there's the look that I get from Swain.
I got the side.
I'm going to ask the question of a former wide receiver. What does it mean that a quarterback throws receivers open rather than waits till he sees the orange jersey with the number 1 wide open and hits him with a 98-mile-an-hour fastball?
Everyone's been talking about Joe. Joe. And I think
You talking about the receivers?
I think it's a little He had a touchdown drop.
That's one play.
We had another corner route where a receiver stopped running. Joe threw a perfect strike. Joe threw an interception now. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
He did throw the ball behind Ramel Keaton. But we're acting like the passing game woes is all on Joe Milton, and it's not. We got to do a better job of helping him out from the receiver position, and we're not doing that. Chaz Nimrod was our leading receiver, and hey, he caught the ball, all the balls that came his way. But if you are Squirrel White, if you're Ramel Keaton, you're supposed to be the top dog at the wide receiver position, and we can't drop touchdown passes. So all the conversations about Joe.
You're on your own position.
Well, I'm on everybody. It's not just Joe Milton. It's on everybody.
Okay.
When you look at the passing game.
I like this. A former wide receiver, I feel like you're kind of on the wide receivers. Like my position group has got to do better for the quarterback, is what I feel like I'm hearing. I got to get to break here. Sorry, got to get the QR code out. By the way, as of this show, the volunteer club literally at 3,990 members. I mean, which is amazing. We've had over 1,200 members in the last 2 months. Put us over 4,000. Okay, just scan the QR code, become a member of the volunteer club. We've got Tamarion McDonald, we've got Brandon Turnage in studio, 2 defensive backs who absolutely balled out Saturday. We'll visit with them when we come back on the locker room.
The Volunteer Club Locker Room is brought to you by the Volunteer Club. Real Vol fans are members of the Volunteer Club. Food City, Exterior Home Solutions, Lincoln Memorial University, Glass Doctor, and Garza Law.
Attention shoppers, don't forget to ask our certified butchers for great recipe tips.
This is an authentic butcher shop,
where meat is hand-cut in-store, beef is ground fresh daily, and expert advice from a certified butcher
is always free of charge.
Free advice? That's what I call value. The quality I crave, the value I count on.
Nobody does food like Food City.
Abraham Lincoln knew the power of an open door. He invited the public into the White House throughout his presidency because he understood open doors lead to new possibilities, new opportunities, and new discoveries. At LMU, our mission is to open doors for every student who comes here, so they can become everything they're meant to be. Come discover how we can open doors for you.
You know, life happens, and damage to your home can be extremely stressful. That's why it's important to find someone who offers efficient, quality work with financing options. Exterior Home Solutions, they value not only family, but community. And they're who I call when life happens, and you should too.
Reach for the power with Dynabody Fitness. New Dynabody equipment is manufactured right here in Tennessee and shipped all over the country. Custom built, rugged, and guaranteed for life. Visit Dynabody.com and experience the difference.
I'm Coach Josh Heupel with Tyler and Will from the Sports Animal.
For UT Info in the afternoon, no one does it like 99.1.
From Josh and Swain through Tyler and Will, you're blanketed in orange.
No one covers the Vols like 99.1, the Sports Animal.
Your roof, it's the most important protection against nature for your home or your business. That's why I trust the experts at Exterior Home Solutions.
Okay, so the Garza Law Firm play of the week. Is there anything besides this one?
No. D. Williams is a special dude. We had him in the studio, I think, 3 or 4 weeks ago, and he talked about making these plays. He talked about kind of capitalizing on your opportunity. And this play completely changed the game. He downs it at the 1 and obviously takes it to the house.
He juked number 12. Texas A&M has a tradition where the best special teams player wears number 12 because of the 12th man. And look what he did to number 12 in open space.
Made him look silly.
Yep.
Okay, so I love the dialogue during the commercial break. It's probably actually better than the show because everybody's completely honest. So I do want to ask you this. Defensively, I feel like that Tennessee, and of course we've got the guys in studio right now, but defensively, they got more numbers than they've had in a long, long time.
Yeah, obviously we have a lot of depth. And again, remember the days where we were losing close games. The last, I think, last 4 games at 7 points or less, we've won. So it's been a long time since we've won these close games. Everyone was in kneeling to the end. And I think the depth proves a lot with the 2 guys we got in studio who balled out.
Losers find a way to lose in moments like last night. Tennessee found a way to win in close situations last night. And that's the difference, I think, between this program right now and the program a couple years ago.
You know, one stat that I thought was interesting that CBS put up on the screen when it was halftime, I believe it was halftime about Heupel, that he was going into yesterday, he was 0-9 in his time at Tennessee when trailing at halftime, 22-0 with the lead at halftime. What does that say about how far the program's come that they got to win like that?
I think depth, like Jason said, and again, I think you learn as you go. Once you get in the SEC, I think Coach Heupel's learning to do it. He's learning to win. He's learning to have halftime adjustments. And when you have depth and you have different guys that can come in, you can speak to different guys. They can do different things. I think it just helps out.
That's a great stat about trailing at halftime. How about Josh Heupel's record when he doesn't score 30 points? It's not that great either. And
well, I think it's now 1 and whatever.
Well, how about that? That speaks to the level of the defense and how well they played. Special teams played a key role in that as well.
Has the defense been overlooked in this program? Because when we have defensive guys in, it's like Heupel comes in and everybody wants to talk about that offense. But the defensive guys just go to work every day.
I think that's kind of what they want to do. They don't want to be talked about. These guys want to show what they can do. They want to put it on the field. The offense is going to be talked about. The receivers, the quarterback, the high flying, the high fives, all that. Defensive guys want to show up, and they just want to put it on the field. I never played defense like that, but I know that's what these guys want to do, and I know that's their mentality to stop everybody.
No, I think they want to be talked about too. We're gonna talk about them today, for sure. We're gonna show them some love today because they deserve it. But I think they want some recognition. They want love.
They want to be talked about now.
Yeah. Absolutely. But Josh Heupel is an offensive coach who is the head coach. Last year's offense was prolific, and so it's easy to only talk offense and neglect the defense a little bit. But this year, this defense has earn the conversation.
So I want to go ahead and bring them in. I think we're ready. Tamarion McDonald, Brandon Turnage. Brandon, we were talking before the show. I'm going to start with you, and then I'll let you go after McDonald. Okay, Brandon, you said something about the crowd at the end of the game. While it wasn't Alabama a year ago, talk briefly of just how electric it was late in that game.
Oh, man. Well, it was winning time. And, we went in our dime package or whatever. And I ran out on the field, man, and I'm like, man, it's extremely loud in here. It's like so loud that like my body is kind of like trembling, And they snap the ball, we make a stop, a big play, and then that's that.
Tamarion, first quarter, I think they got the ball going a little bit. Just talk about briefly how just you all made adjustments to stop them, and then to end the game. What were you all thinking when you knew they had to pass the ball?
We just knew. Like we said before going on the field, like somebody got to make a play. They got to throw the ball. It's time for DBs to do what we do. Like we know the ball's finna be in the air, so go make a play or go get it. Like stop them from making a catch.
All right, so as Swain said, defensive guys do want people to talk about him. Swain's going to come over for the Food City Player Perspective, and we'll talk about the defense for a full segment when we come back on the Volunteer Club Locker Room, powered by Spyre Sports.
The Volunteer Club Locker Room is brought to you by Ted Russell Ford, KOC, the official orthopedic partner of University of Tennessee Athletics, Better Mattress, Commercial Bank, Pilot, and KnoxvilleSmiles.com.
Life happens, and damage to your home can be extremely stressful. That's why it's important to find someone who offers efficient, quality work with financing options. Exterior Home Solutions, they value not only family, but community. And they're who I call when life happens, and you should too.
At Typical Insurance, you're just another senior.
That is the third health insurance commercial with seniors at a farmer's market.
Right? Don't get me wrong, I love a fresh heirloom, but it's like those companies think we're all the same.
That's why I chose Humana. Before I signed up, I spoke to someone who actually listened to what I needed. She told me about benefits that were right for me, like vision and dental, all in my budget. I finally feel in control. What are you doing?
Taking control.
Humana, a more human way to healthcare.
I'm an owner.
I am an owner.
I'm an owner. And we're locally owned. Gray Hodges has been serving the Knoxville area with quality craft-made cabinetry for over 7 decades now. Craft-Made manufactures high-quality kitchen and bath cabinets in a wide variety of finishes with modern and traditional styles to choose from. Visit one of our 4 locations and let a Gray Hodges owner show you the perfect craft-made design to fit your needs. Gray Hodges. Employee-owned, service perfect.
Matlock Tire Service and Auto Repair is proud to be celebrating 70 years of serving East Tennessee. That's 70 years of old-school customer service, trustworthy auto repair, and of course, great deals on tires. Each one of our 5 convenient East Tennessee locations feature family-friendly waiting areas, and you can schedule appointments and search for tires right on our website at matlocktireservice.com. Modern convenience, hometown values. For 70 years and counting, Matlock Tire Service and Auto Repair.
When you're 6'4" and 320 pounds like I am, finding a mattress is a challenge. That's why I went to Better Mattress for help. It's not about just selling big store brands. At Better Mattress, it's about making a mattress that fits the person's body type and their personal preferences. Look, after a big football game, this body is tired and sore. I have to have a mattress that helps me rest and rejuvenate. Big O and Better Mattress. Good night, just got better.
Your roof, it's the most important protection against nature for your home or your business. That's why I trust the experts at Exterior Home Solutions.
You know, Chris, I got to say, as we've got the Food City player perspective, of all times to have 2 defensive players out, what a time as right now.
Can't beat it. These guys balled out. We cannot wait to hear from them. We got 2 defensive players over here, 2 studs. We're going to throw it over to Jason for the Food City player.
2 studs and Jason.
Oh, well, hey. I didn't make plays on defense. That's okay. Guys, last year, everyone's talking about the offense. Offense was #1 offense in the country. This year, this defense is the best defense right now in the SEC, outplaying Texas A&M. Woo! How does it feel knowing that you guys picked up the offense to get a big-time win last night?
Well, you know, on defense, we've always wanted to, you know, be the guys. On the team, we want to be the people who set the tone, you know what I'm saying? So it's really big for us because that's what we harped on all offseason, like driving the bus. So I feel like, you know, we're prepared to do that. And, you know, that's what we've been wanting to do the whole time.
McDonald, what's been the biggest difference? Chris asked this to you guys during the break, but I ask you right now on air. What's been the biggest difference for your group from last year to this year?
Like Brandon was saying, I feel like we're more confident. Of course, we put a lot of work in, and a big major factor I think is because we spent a lot more time this offseason off the field. Mm-hmm. And I feel like last offseason we didn't do that as much as we did. So I feel like our bonds are a little stronger this year. So like, you're just more confident in your brother on the field. You know him more. You know who you're playing with. Like, I just feel like that make it better to be on the field with each other.
How much easier is it when you guys have the pass rush going the way it's going right now?
Man, I mean, it make it a lot more easier knowing that the quarterback, like the ball, you knowing the ball coming out in no more than 3 seconds. You ain't finna be in the coverage no more than 3 seconds. So technique got to be good, of course, but just like I tell the D-lines before every game, like, we gonna get us some picks. Like, if we get some picks, it's because of y'all. Like, so.
Man, Kamal had been making some plays in the secondary. You guys work with him every single day. Man, talk a little bit about, you know, the plays that he's been able to make this year, the difference in his play from last year to this year. I know you guys as a group, you're more healthy, but, man, just speak a little bit on Kamal Hatton's play.
I'll start. Well, Kamal Hatton, he's always been a guy, you know, who comes in to work every day, you know what I'm saying, regardless how he's feeling. You know, he plays with a lot of passion, he plays with a lot of effort. You know, he has a great mindset, you know, he want to be the best. You know, that's just always been his mentality, you know what I'm saying? And I'm glad that every Saturday he get to go out there and prove that, because that's who he is.
Yeah, I'm glad to see it. Ma, that's my dog, so, like, we done put a lot of work in together. Like, I just love to see it. I'm happy for him. Like, I always talk to Ma, like, privately, like, just be cool, like, you know what I'm saying? You feel me? Just for him to be having the year he having, he deserved it. Like he really deserved it.
Saturday was a really emotional game. I mean, big-time SEC program coming into town, all that talent they have. You had a lot of former players back. Eric Berry inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame. That's going to happen here soon. He got a chance to talk to you guys at practice on Friday, and you guys saw him at the game. What type of impact did Eric Berry's words have on you guys?
Of course, I feel like they had a lot because, I mean, of course, you're going to listen to a legend and a player like him. And he just said one thing, like he said, don't play to be beat. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
play to make
y'all,
plays.
you know, play to make plays. Y'all know these guys. Y'all practice it. You know what's coming. Like, so just go play. Like,
he also said, you see a formation you done seen on film, take your shot.
And whatever happened after that, it happens.
What does this week coming up mean for you guys? Last year was the biggest game in college football. I mean, crazy atmosphere, beating Alabama, but we're going down there to their home.
Like we always say, man, it's the biggest game because it's the next game. You know what I'm saying? We're going to approach the game with the same mindset. We're going to go out there, we're going to try to do the exact same thing, but a little bit better.
It doesn't mean a little bit more for you? I mean, you did transfer from Alabama.
It's another game.
All right. I like it. When A&M, when you knew they had to throw the football, no threat of running the football, how easy or how do you play when you know that A&M has to throw the football and you guys have the pass rush rolling the way it is?
I feel like, I mean, the ball is in our court. That's what I feel like. Like, this how we want the game to go. Like, we want them to have to throw the ball because we know what kind of team we are. So I feel like, yeah, we have the advantage when teams have to throw the ball.
You are on punt return. Man, give us your account of D. Williams' punt return for a touchdown, man.
Well, I'm going to start off by saying this. The only reason I really love playing special teams, and specifically punt return, is because I know that'll make my boy D happy, and because I want to see him succeed so bad. But they came out in an awkward formation, a formation that they haven't really put on film or whatever, and they were putting out of their end zone, so I already knew he was going to return it because it's coming out quick, and he going to have time and space to catch the ball. And I know when he got time and space, can't nobody stop him.
Defense running the football, 232 yards on the ground, but defense was rolling. 11 hurries for Tennessee. It was a big difference in the football game. These two guys had a lot to say about last night's win.
You know, the one thing that I think that I like about it is you hear them talk about how they're supporting each other. They're cheering for each other. That's a great, we'll talk about that when we come back. We got to catch a break. We'll preview Alabama coming up next.
The Volunteer Club Locker Room is brought to you by the Volunteer Club. Real Vol fans are members of the Volunteer Club. Matlock Tire, Gray Hodges, Humana, D1 Training, and Aqua Clear Water Systems.
At Glass Doctor, our trained specialists are experts at fixing foggy and cracked glass.
Looks great.
You're all set. What we can't fix is your view.
Call the Glass Doctor, we'll fix your pains. Oh, yeah.
I'm Dr. Mike Costa, Malone & Costa Dentistry. You can find us at KnoxvilleSmiles.com. I'm standing here in front of a dental robot. We're one of 2 dentists in the state of Tennessee that utilize this cutting-edge technology. Do you have a broken tooth, a tooth that's in pain, or a denture that doesn't fit well? Maybe you're a little anxious? You can come in and we offer comprehensive sedation services and utilize this awesome technology to give you precise, accurate care. If you think this technology can help you, visit our website at KnoxvilleSmiles.com. I look forward to helping you.
Knoxville is my home. I was born and raised here, and I was blessed to raise my family here. This community is one that I'm proud to live in and serve every day. At Ted Russell Ford for over 50 years, we've been Knoxville's hometown dealer. Helping our friends and neighbors own their first car or their dream car or truck has been our absolute pleasure. At Ted Russell Ford Lincoln, we will continue to serve our community because East Tennessee, you've always supported us. Thank you.
Visit us at one of our 2 locations on Parkside Drive or Kingston Pike, or online at tedrussellford.net.
Community banking is about location and much more. It's about family. We reside in your community. We are a part of your community. At Commercial Bank, our commitment extends beyond the walls of our branches. It's displayed each day in the opportunities we provide, the money we give back, and the time we commit, all to help improve the lives of the people, families, and businesses that make our communities great. Commercial Bank, life made better.
I was the star around here until Glass Doctor installed this perfect shower enclosure. Now they look at me like, well, there you go.
Call the Glass Doctor, we'll fix your pains. Oh, yeah.
Well, Humana goes inside the game with the player of the game, and it could have been Jalen Wright, could have been D. Williams. We're going with that guy right there. He was shoving offensive linemen into the quarterback. James Pierce, he had 2 tackles for loss. He had a sack, and by the way, they tried to mug him on the last drive. He got a flag. He just stood over the flag up by himself, and it was hilarious.
James Pierce made Al Wilson proud tonight wearing the number 27.
He should have.
He was explosive.
Yeah.
He played very hard, and it was just nice to see him go out there and do his thing.
He should have. All right, let's go to keys of the game for Alabama. We'll start with Chris. You go as a 10-point underdog. How do you shock the world 2 years in a row?
Listen, Joe Milton needs to come back. I think he's kind of lost some confidence in himself. He just needs to get back to having some confidence. Having confidence playing on the road is huge, and I think his confidence kind of breathes to the rest of the team, especially the offense. Defensively, dominate on the road.
Yeah.
Show up. Defensive line show up like these guys say, to give them some opportunities to make some plays on the back end. And I think Milroe will give them the ball. And again, special teams play, halftime adjustments. How does Coach Heupel do that? And like Brandon said, let's get D in the touchdown and let's get him doing something special again this weekend.
Jay Swain.
I think it's important for Tennessee to keep Jalen Milroe in the pocket. He's extremely mobile.
Okay.
Make him throw the ball from the pocket. Let James Pierce, let Tyler Barron affect the football game and the rest of the defensive line. Explosive plays, whether they're in the running game or in the passing game, you have to generate explosive plays. And then, last but not least, let D cook. Special teams, I think, will play a big part in a game versus Alabama. It did versus A&M. You heard from Brandon Turnage, loves blocking for D. Williams. Let him make a big play.
I love where this team is as far as going to Alabama. You got to win on the defensive side. You got to win the special teams, run the football, and let the quarterback play and the wide receiver connections be complementary to that. That game is a 3:30 game on Saturday. CBS has the broadcast, Tennessee and Alabama. Our thanks to the guys coming into studio tonight. We'll see you next week right here on The Locker Room.